And welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning, and I am joined by a dear friend, Jill Taylor from Pregnancy Choices, and new friend, Courtney Hall from Creative Canton. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Courtney, let's start with you. There was an event, and I'm even trying to remember how far back it goes. Was it last fall, last winter?
Yeah, the end of fall, October 31st.
October of 2015. I think that gripped our entire community. A little 11-year-old girl, Evie Gerber, giving her piano recital, finishes her recital, bows and collapses and never recovers. And can you tell us what happens next? What do you, as her piano teacher and owner of Creative Canton, what do you do next in a situation like that?
Well, it was incredibly difficult. It was such a shock. And first, we just made sure that counseling was available for anyone who needed to talk to someone. And I checked in with all of the parents to make sure the kids were doing okay after that. But it was just a real struggle. And we wanted to do something to honor her and remember her, celebrate her life. So we always try to do a end of the year recital for the kids, try to pick unique venues and something just fun and memorable each year. This year we thought it was fitting that we do something special to remember Evie. And Evie was really just always such a cheerful girl, so sweet, such a kind spirit. And reading in her obituary, actually, her mom talked about how she loved art and actually talked about wanting to be an art teacher when she grew up. So we thought, okay, how fitting would it be to include art and music together? We had brainstormed about that in the past, actually, but never gone through with that as a theme for a recital. And we thought that would just be a nice tribute to her. And my vision was kind of to be surrounded by the art as we play piano for this recital, just to have vibrant colors surrounding us, kind of like Evie's bright smile. And I also will have some of Evie's artwork displayed as well.
Okay.
I was so happy that her mom agreed to have that displayed as a nice tribute to her as well.
So the event itself, now let's say today's May 3rd, we've got until May 6th, all this week. There is an art auction taking place because the children have just had their recital, correct?
Yeah. So I asked every student to create a piece of art to go with their song that they're performing. It could be any sort of visual representation of the song that they're playing. So it's open-ended, sculptures, paintings, drawings. We've had just some really amazing pieces submitted. And so all of that will be going into a silent auction, and it's available to be bid on up until the close of First Friday on May 6th. And it's at the Joe Albert Photography Studio in downtown Canton.
Perfect. Right there in the Arts District.
Yep.
That night, First Friday on May 6th, we also will be able to hear some of the children playing their pieces. Yes, they'll be there. And
yeah. They'll be providing live music then, and we also have some video clips of their performance from Sunday.
Wow.
So that the links to that on YouTube will all be paired with their artwork. So you can go to the link and see what the sound is that is paired with that particular piece of art.
So what we are doing is we don't want to miss First Friday ever in Canton. And so go to remind me, it's the Joseph Albert?
Yep,
Photography
Joe
Studio.
Albert.
Okay, Joe Albert.
It's on the corner of 2nd and Market, right next to Carpe Diem.
Oh, nice.
Shop.
Okay, grab your coffee and go on in. And we can bid on art and listen to the children. And then we're going to get in just a moment to what this is going to do to benefit. But first, tell me a little more about Evie. You were her teacher for how long?
I think it was about 2 years. She took lessons even longer than that from another teacher still at our school, but that teacher had moved away. So I got the pleasure of taking Evie on after that teacher moved. And She was just always so pleasant. It seemed like she never had a bad day. She was just smiley and took the constructive criticism so well in piano lessons. When you told her to fix the note or something, she just was pleasant. That's the only way I can think to describe it, as just happy.
For such a short life, 11 years, she seemed to have had an incredible impact on a number of people. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, she just was so helpful. Her mom talks about how she was always looking for ways to help other people. She was very religious and just so mature for her age. She really understood how to touch other people with her kindness and look for those ways to influence others and help out.
And in her family, she has siblings. You want to talk a little bit about the Gerber family and who they are?
Yeah, they're actually from Dalton, but they're homeschooled, and so they're in Canton often for other activities. And so with piano, 3 of the children had taken lessons at our school. The youngest, there would have been 5 children total if Evie is still with us. So they have 5 children.
So a little brother was on the way at the time of her passing.
Yeah, her mom was pregnant at the time of Evie's death. And unfortunately, she never got to meet that little brother. And she was really excited about having another baby in the house. She also loved to help out with her little sisters and help her mom at home.
How did you deal with this with the other children, not necessarily in her family, but your other students? Provided counseling, and then was it their idea to pull together this extra program to honor Evie, or how have they embraced this and gotten involved with it?
Well, it was my idea for the recital, but for me personally, it has been sort of healing to plan this and help the kids with their ideas for the artwork, and know that we're doing something good for others in the community. And my hope is that it has helped with the other students' healing too, just to know that they're being a part of it and contributing. The one boy in particular, he came to a workshop we offered. I had an artist come to our school to help any kids that wanted some additional guidance to create their artwork. And so the one boy, he was present at that particular recital where she passed away, and he came to that workshop, and he spent so much time on his art, and I think he had considered himself not very artistic, but this painting turned out so fabulous. And he probably spent a good hour and a half on it, I think, and just put so much effort into it. And it was so rewarding to see how it turned out. And I really think that probably helped him, knowing that he put so much love and care and effort into that painting.
Yes. So you're seeing healing taking place in the children. And really, when you think about it, art itself is often used as therapy for children who've been through something traumatic. So what a perfect thing for the children who were there during that evening at that recital to be able to express that and honor her all at the same time. God bless you all. I can't imagine what you have been through. But you said her family wanted to do something. You asked the family, what would we want to use these proceeds for? And they said...
Yeah, her mom let me know that she put a lot of thought and prayer into it, and she just kept remembering how Evie loved children so much, babies in particular, and She was always praying for the unborn, and she was so excited about her brother's birth. So she thought it would be fitting to donate it to the Pregnancy Support Center to be able to help other families and babies in particular.
Yes. And Pregnancy Support Center, now called Pregnancy Choices, and Jill Taylor, who's the executive director, joins us now. That had to be a pleasant surprise.
Well, it's a very sweet surprise, and I just want to say, Courtney, you have done a marvelous job of making sure those kids are protected through this. This is a very difficult thing for young kids to deal with, and then we know that because as adults, it's really painful in our hearts. So
Yeah.
I just my hat's off to you in the way you so sweetly found ways for them to work that out, and it will be ongoing, I'm sure. I love that music and art are the expressions we can use. And maybe that's a powerful reminder for some of us as we're going through loss, that to be able to express ourselves in God's creation and the way He's given us to create is lasting. And it's very healthy. So thank you so much for what you're doing and the way you're investing in the lives of children in our community. And I'm so touched by Evie. I wish I could meet her, and I will someday. And I was thinking as you talked about that she had not met this little brother of hers that has been born. She will someday, and that will be a very sweet reunion. So I'm thinking, since I'm the oldest one in this group, I might be there first to see it. So y'all try and tell y'all about it when you guys get there.
Oh, my. And when I think of the services offered by Pregnancy Choices, you do deal with grief and loss and so forth. You want to talk about that a little bit?
We have a group that I'm actually experiencing right now because of wanting to know all about it and then realizing once I got into the group, I still have a lot of hurt issues that I would love to bring before the Lord. But it's about a 8 to 10 week class called Refuge. And it is just dealing with grief. It's dealing with the things that disappoint us in life, whether it's a loss of a relationship or someone who we thought we could trust and we couldn't, or something as massive as this, where a whole family is impacted by just a person who's not there around the dinner table. And that can come in all stages and all ages. So, I just think it's a powerful, powerful class. And I'd love to tell you a little bit more about it, Courtney, in case there's an interest at some point for you to go through that. You'll be amazed. Yeah.
Joe, people still ask about the name change, Pregnancy Support Center to Pregnancy Choices. You want to touch on that a little bit?
Well, I'll just say very affirmingly that God is the one who gave us the word choice, and He did it the minute we were creation took place in the garden, and Adam and Eve made good choices and bad choices, and so that is kind of the philosophy we deal with. I would say that it has given us a tremendous opportunity to talk about adoption and other powerful choices that offer life. We are the same as we've always been. We've always educated on issues of abortion, but we've never provided abortions or recommended an abortion. Referred for an abortion. So anyway, it's a great name to allow us to just be very vital with our clients.
Well, let's remind everybody, thanks so much for that and for explaining that, because I know folks still ask you. So wanted to give you an opportunity to explain the name change. We're closing up quickly here, so we want to remind everybody, first Friday, May 6th, just head down to Joe Albert and the photography studio, and they'll be able to see beautiful paintings, hear beautiful music, and support this wonderful effort and support this family. Courtney Hall and Jill Taylor, thank you so much for joining us today on our community.
you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more. Stay with us.